Hello, folks. You know, a few weeks ago I gave my yearly presentation to the STEM students explaining helicopter theory with some demonstrations. Probably saw that video. Well, after that I got a call from Del Tucci, the science teacher, asking if I could help out getting the students to fly these drones for the very first time. Well, before we started, I first gave a bit of my experience to the kids and explained how to fly them. But as you can see, they did it their way, slamming the sticks around a lot like a video game and flying into each other. Well, at this point, I stepped in as an AMA contest director and had them stop the madness. I had them line up on the line, making sure they understood to fly in front of themselves and not over people or behind the crowd. Of course, I also reiterated to learn how to hover first before taking off flying, because if you can't get back and land, all those flips, wild maneuvers, and everything you do in the sky don't mean squat. Because in the contest, if you don't land right and you crash, it's 0 points. What didn't matter, though, is they still had that I'll figure it out on my own attitude. After that, and the next day, the students got to try to fly in an obstacle course. Well, they still haven't even figured out the hover part yet, but they sure gave it a good try. I did note that some of the pilots actually were very good, and they had some pretty good flights. I also then gave a demonstration of FPV with my Blade Torrent 110. There was a lot to do in only a half hour, but they enjoyed it and so did I. Mr. Tucci said he was not sure how to run this program when he got it set up, but he said he learned a lot about what to do next year, and that being holding a class of ground school explaining in detail what the controls do and how to stay oriented. So next year, I'm going to give a classroom class on flight school and the theory of operation of these.
Wednesday when we come back, I might have them do little challenges like land on a table, go through a hula hoop, things like that. Kind of some simple class. Let's come on over here for a minute. All right, just a couple things here. All right. As Dave pointed out to me, you got to learn to hover before you learn how to fly. And there's some safety things to remember. And I don't know, do you want to go ahead and address a couple of those things?
Well, everybody wants to go fly. That's the hardest part because it's the orientation. Most of the drones that people have now, they have the red lights on the back and green or blue or something on the front, so it's like a car, tail lights, so you can kind of get used to what the back and front is. And that's the most important thing, is learning where the back and the front is. Chop the stick. Remember I said no chop stick, no bang boom? You don't want to drop that left stick because it's just going to slap down on the ground. It's not like the video game controllers where you can bash them all over the place and nothing happens, right? These things hit, and I saw a few people get hit.
I got it.
You got it. Anyway, you want to practice that up and down, practice turning left and right, your orientation, look over your shoulder.
Be aware of your surroundings. All right, you never
Well,
know.
another thing is you could all actually be like on the back side of this line and fly out there. Everybody stands back here, nobody flies behind the crowd.
Maybe we should try that.
Why don't you try that? Just everybody
All right,
line
go
up
ahead and
here.
get your. That's why I brought you to notice stuff like that.
Thank you, sir. Well, I'm going to go over here then. So if they get them all over here, don't fly it yet.
Everybody over here.
Here's an example of what I always say. No matter how good you are up in the sky, it don't mean squat. You can't land. You can't fly it if you can't see it.
Fifth grade. Fifth grade. No.
Busuyo. So next I've been asked to give an FPV demo. That means first person view. I used the Blade Inductrix first and then the Blade Torrent 110 for the second flight. The kids all sat and watched the action on the DVR monitor, which I forgot to put an SD card in before I left home. Well, of course, the Torrent developed its bad habit, as many others on YouTube have stated, of it going out of trim progressively worse as you fly it till it's unflyable. It just keeps pulling to the right. Well, when I first reviewed this model a couple of years ago, I had to get a ham technician license to be legally allowed to fly it because the video is more than 150 milliwatt. It was a lot of work, and it flew well then, but now with all the problems, I wish I hadn't have bought it. Well, for sure, we're going to take what we learned this year and apply it to next year's class, making sure to give them a good ground school about how to use the controllers and more, especially before letting them loose on these machines for their first time. So I'd say all in all, these kids did really good for their first drone experience, and I'm really proud of them. So thanks a lot for watching and subscribing to my channel. This is the Night Flyer, over and out for now.